Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and today is Ash Wednesday. Today we're going to do a little woo woo. We've got a lot going on. Yesterday was the State of the Union. Not sure where it was really held. We'll show you some pictures on that and jump into a little woo with my buddy Public Awakening. Try to wake some more people up. So right back after this. Give us a like, share this video. Let's wake some people up together. Hey, Public, happy Ash Wednesday. I don't know if that's a happy occasion. I don't think that's a happy occasion, but something definitely to be acknowledged.
It's to be acknowledged. I'm not really sure what it is. Good, bad. It's a Catholic thing, right? If I remember.
Yeah, Ash Wednesday. So, oh my gosh, I should know this. Why is it escaping me? Hold on. Ash. So I know my friend was just talking about Purim. Ash Wednesday symbolizes the death and repentance. During this period, Christians show repentance and mourning for their sin because they believe that Christ died for them. So I think this is the holy day of prayer and fasting, preceded by Shrove Tuesday, falls on the first day of Lent. Ash Wednesday is traditionally observed by Christians. But wait, it's the day that, hold on. Why are they not saying what it is about in the Bible? So it has to do with Christ being killed and then the day. Okay, Ash Wednesday marks the 40-day period, which is an allusion to the separation of Jesus in the desert to fast and pray. This during the time he was tempted. So this was when he went into the desert, I guess.
Okay. I guess
And
I should
so
know
that,
this.
yeah, we should all know this.
I did at one point.
I was gonna say I used to know this.
Yeah, I used to go get the little thingy on your head, and then Palm Sunday, and
Yeah, and then
palms, and I used to know how to fold them into a perfect little crucifix. That was a long time ago.
It'll be interesting. And a lot of this stuff has been happening on religious holidays. And then Good Friday. So wait, Ash Wednesday. We need to have somebody come educate us about Ash Wednesday, Good Friday, and Palm Sunday.
Good Friday is April 15th this year.
So I've been seeing tons of 15s, and I just had on my Patreon channel, I just had SL and Susan Hudd on, and she just affirmed everything that I've been seeing, believing, that you and I have been texting about, where I was seeing all those. Remember how I've been sending you all those dog comms where the ladies are like all the people. So there's a bunch of people that I follow that are like, I don't know if they're former military or they're anons or what, but they're these group of people that send a lot of comms, and they have information, or they follow people that I think have information. But there's this group of people, and they all are posting pictures of their dog or someone's dog or a dog. And basically there's some kind of dog comm, and they're like, my dog is 15 pounds. My dog is 15 years old today. Oh, my dog is pouting because I'm 15 minutes late feeding him. Or my dog died and was 15 years old. And like all this 15. And I was like, what the heck is a 15? I'm like, I couldn't get it, but I just kept sending it to you. And then there's another guy who decodes a lot of stuff. Okay. And I was sending it on Twitter, Don D. And I sent it to him, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I know it's something. and I couldn't put it together. And then I started seeing all the 13s. Well, then Matthew Perna, one of the J6 guys who was arrested, he committed suicide, and his funeral was Monday, the day that the trial started for Guy. And I can't remember Guy's last name, but he was the one that was carrying the gun at the J6. And so his trial started Monday. And a lot of people don't know this, but there were 13 individuals that have passed away now. There were some police officers and, of course, Ashley Babbitt. And then Matthew was the 6th person to pass away involving that were associated with J6.
Okay.
There were also 13 Marines that were killed because of the way that Biden handled, because of the way the Afghanistan exit was handled. So there were a lot of 13s there. Then last night at the State of the Union, I sent you that picture of the little boy that they stood up there, and he was 13 years old.
Right.
And then somebody posted something on Twitter and said,
and that video was 23 seconds. If that's
13,
something
yes,
to do with it.
and that was 13, and then that little boy was 13, and I said,
and it was on one. I was on 3-1, which we know how they like their numbers. You reverse that, you have another 13 there.
So there was another 13. Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
You know, I still really don't have a full understanding of the whole dog comes. It's been a long time, seen a lot of them. Still not 100% sure exactly what's going on there. There's something happening, but I'm not exactly sure.
I'm pretty sure that's people getting knocked off. Here are just some of the images from last night.
I sent you a couple of heels up Harris's neck. Didn't look right. I mean,
no, yeah, I saw those too.
You know, 30 years older than Crazy Nancy's.
Yeah, her neck was bad. A lot of people were talking about her neck.
It was bad.
Fancy Nancy was rubbing her hands together. I think they said something about, you know, when you put in a bunch of trades, and he mentions Ford, you know, because we know she's had a history of insider trading.
Right.
This was where Lauren Boebert screams the 13.
Okay.
You know, and
I would just like to say I'm having a party today. I opened up a cider. This is like a big deal for me. Just saying.
Okay. Happy an hour on Ash Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
On the first day of Lent. You're celebrating with cider.
I have to get it down. You know, if I'm going to be a good Christian, I got to get it down. You know, technically it's like
Jesus drank wine. So, you know.
Jesus made his own wine. I mean, he took it like three steps higher. He's like, you got some water? Yeah. And there you got some wine.
So here was the other thing that, and I want to say on the 13 and 15, the numbers just for a minute, and then go into some of the stuff we saw with the Gematria here in just a minute. This was really interesting. I think you brought this up. I sent you this picture where like the top one was Trump's State of the Union, and the bottom one was Biden's. And you were like, count the rows. It's not even the same place. And then somebody said, oh, one's the Senate and one's the House. And another person made an excuse that, oh, it's just that they put more, they added chairs or something. But the rooms, though, like, I don't know that the walls are even in the same place. Like, so I don't know.
It's
maybe
odd.
The same, maybe not. I don't know. That one's, I don't know, a little iffy.
So even if they had to add more chairs for Trump's, I mean, that's cool. Everyone's there. But we know the halls of Congress and the Senate have been a lot thinner since then. There, a lot of people aren't there. There's a lot of new faces. There's a lot of people standing for in representation for so and so speaker. They get up, they announce themselves, and they say, I am, standing for blah blah blah," and they name somebody. That was quite a thing for a while ago, and they're very empty these days. If you watch any of them, there's half the people that there used to be, maybe less in some cases.
Okay, here's where I started seeing all the 13, and then it said, makes me think of all this crap is going to be over by 5/1, which maybe that's because Palm Sunday and April, Easter and all that.
Yeah.
15, my dog's 15 pounds, whatever. I'll have to look up when Easter is. So I was, and today is also, well, we'll get into that in a minute. I'm jumping ahead. Okay, so 13 in Afghanistan, 13 from J6. And then this is the little boy. The reason I shared this was the little boy, Joshua Davis, the 13-year-old guest at Biden's State of the Union address. 7th grade from Virginia. That was the 13. And then, of course, Lauren Boebert screaming 13. Here was a live camera from Kiev.
That's a lot of 13s. And I was watching, it's funny. I woke up in the middle of the night last night, and not 5 seconds after I woke up, you had sent me a text. And then I had sent you back a text right away. I just happened to look at that. I mean, was that the same one I sent? The
13?
The live video from Kiev?
I don't know.
I sent one like last night at like, I don't know, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something. It was empty. There's nothing happening.
Yeah, there's nothing happening. Well, there's probably something happening, but it's not what they're telling you it's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. I have yet to see on any of these live cams. Now we know they could alter the cam. They could play recorded footage from, a week ago, a month ago, whatever. We know that that's all possible. But if they want the world to see, why isn't it there now? I mean, when there was all this, all these, BLM riots going on and Antifa crapfa riots going on, you can go on the live cams in those towns and you could see it going on. Where's all this stuff happening? I don't know. I'm not saying I know what's happening, but I know it's not happening. You could see it.
Check out these pictures from last night.
Yeah, kind of droopy.
Well, look at the eyes are like ghosty, and they said the teeth were like paper. And then this one, I shared that, and this is where people started. And there's Nana. She said he looks like a plastic howdy doody.
Maybe
and then people are showing, examples of those things, and they have some of Kamala's neck on here on this thread too. That's what.
That neck was crazy.
It was like to the side or something, like pulled out.
It was so wrinkly compared to the rest of her face. Yeah, you can have a facelift, sure. We've all seen that. But generally, if you're that saggy and you're going to have a facelift, you're going to do your neck too, because that's kind of what happens. That neck looked worse than a lady. Let's use lady, loosely.
Look how thick it is over here, though.
It's gross.
That is so bizarre to me.
Makes me
now, like, I have a line here because I had surgery. I have 3 fused vertebrae in my neck from having discs explode in my neck. So I have a line here from surgery, but she has other pictures of her look, she didn't have that previously. This is what she looked like before. This is what she looked like last night.
I sent you some good pictures. I managed to get some really good still shots on television of that thing. I mean, it was scary.
Bizarre.
And then you had the side by side of her and Crazy Nancy, who's much older, and Crazy Nancy.
But she looked great last night.
Normal neck, yeah.
She looked great. Ooh, that one looks scary.
That picture looks like Photoshop, though. That professional looking one with the weird Joker smile.
This one
Yes.
probably is.
It looks like that now. I mean, that just that one spot on where the Adam's apple is, I mean, should be.
No.
It's a different color, and it's much more even
Oh,
than the
okay.
rest of it, if you see.
Maybe so. Anyway, just really bizarro land. So
Look at that thing.
bizarre.
Yeah, we know, Sleepy Joe has had a couple instances where the green screen has acted up, or the mask has looked weird previously.
Okay, then back to once again my little channel out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. 15 severe storms possible Sunday and Sunday night. Is that talking about stuff's going to happen this week, Sunday to Sunday, and then the 15 again?
It could be.
Or are they saying 5/1 or until 5/1?
It's odd. It's very odd.
And then the very next tweet they post is happy birthday, Dr. Seuss.
Oh,
And
did I send you the text on that one?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Gematrix.org. That was incredible. That was the most hits I've ever seen on one that I could imagine. That I could remember.
No, wait, I have to do.
I'm trying to look on the big screen at the same time. I have trouble seeing it on this little.
Okay. Are you saying you're getting old, public?
Well, no. The script. Well, yes, but the little screen on the StreamYard app it's very small on my computer.
Yeah.
I really can't see.
Let me see if I can blow this up. Whoops, I went the wrong way.
But I can see it on the television perfectly clear.
Okay. So this was Happy Birthday, Dr. Seuss, was Devil's Advocate, Start Your Future, So Very Strong, Ascended from the Underworld. And then you go down to the other one.
You spelled Seuss wrong.
Oh, did I?
SEUSS.
SEU. Sorry, thank you.
And it's a much different response, although that's similar. And how the heck does that work out? The responses to that were similar.
Well, they like us dyslexic people.
Yeah.
It is literally Devil's Advocate, Start Your Future, So Very Strong, Ascended from the Underworld.
And then if you scroll
That's
down
the same.
to the English, I mean, those are different values too, which is really weird. If you scroll down to the English one, that was even more exciting.
What does the future hodl?
Mm-hmm.
Everything to the moon. President Donald J. Trump and Manuel Cornelius Brigante.
I'm not sure. You know what? Let me look at that. I meant to
Who
check
is
that.
that?
I didn't get a chance to, but let's see. Maybe it's tied in.
And tell everyone be Mark. And birthday of the God of all gods. And an examine hidden Gematria message. Those are still pretty high. I mean, all of those are pretty high. And William Kyle Estes XRP. Still pretty high. But these ones in the 4,000 all the way up to Brigante, Manuel Cornelius Brigante. Who is that?
I'm looking it up. It's it all seems to be tied to the Gematria calculator, which can be a little odd, but what do we got here? This is unfortunately it's in another language. Let me translate it. Hold on. So a self-portrayal. He's a YouTuber, apparently.
His value is 1037.
He's kind of known for a self-portrayal on YouTube as a kind of James Bond 007. He did research into the research network Satanism and ritual violence.
So will that be exposure of that?
I mean, by host Cornelia. Well, I'm reading everything about his people, but nothing about him. He seems to be quite the controversial YouTuber, um, vehemently against everything that seems to be happening with the face diapers. Um, he's talking about FFs and pizza gate.
Okay.
The Matrix. Yeah, seems to be a pretty. Here we go. Manuel Cornelius is also known as a blogger from Vienna, who's also worked as a journalist and musician. From 2015 to 2016, worked for Service TV and commented on sports. When does it get crazy? He apparently went broke. Then he describes himself as the best known investigative journalist in Austria on the subjects of child abuse, ritual violence, and child abductions. So that's interesting. His name is in there. He's got a blog that he calls the FF, false, and part of a large network that does research on Satanism, ritual violence, according to his own statements. Yeah, really sounds like this guy's got a lot going on.
Can you guys read that?
I cannot read that. No, it's blurry on my television.
Dang it.
Maybe hold it back a little bit so it focuses on
I
that.
tried to send it. I can't open it on my computer at all. Because I opened it earlier on my phone, I can read it on my phone, but I can't open it on my computer at all. So I can't share it.
Yeah, sorry.
And now it's like completely missing on every browser on my computer. I shared it to my Patreon. So if you're on my Patreon, hopefully you can still see it.
Yeah, I have the link works on my phone. So
it does.
Well, it probably won't after I just said that.
Yeah, good job.
Boom, gone. See that?
Oh.
See that, people? See that target? It's real.
Target.
And we're all in the middle.
So I just got off a, did I already say that, or did I say that to you before we got on? I just got off doing a price prediction with,
yeah, I think you said it.
with SL and Susan Hudd, who I adore. And she just validated everything Uncle Cliff is saying. And everything that I was seeing about the 15s for this month, something significant with politics is happening. She said that tomorrow, something significant with banking. Anyway, it was just amazing. Don't freak out.
Do you have the messages, the texts I sent you the other day that I said Ruben had sent me about the, if you want, I can read them real quick. I thought they were very interesting and really play into that. Let me just look real quick. So
well, that's what, maybe I should just read this. I think this is all stuff that I'm.
There's all my
well, some of this we can't say.
Well, no, the tweets I'm talking about were perfectly fine.
Or banking stuff?
Well, yes, here we go. It was this was from, now I know this is considered a tabloid, but
rumor.
If you've ever watched the Men in Black, that's where they get all their real information from. Because how many times over the last 20 years have you seen in the tabloid on the cover, Elvis is alive, this and that, and now all of a sudden, supposedly, he's supposed to be around. The truth about this, the truth about that. So this one here is from the Sun, U.S., and it says Social Security payments, supplemental Social Security income, 2022 update, $7,452 Social Security checks starting soon. Will you get one? Which kind of goes into the $5,000 Social Security payments that we've been hearing about for years now, that people have been saying. A lot of the psychics have been saying, maybe there's something to that, but this is from the Sun. This could be considered, if not, maybe not a quote unquote legitimate source because it's not one of the big ones. It's certainly a mainstream source, right? And then we have here from KY3, which is a radio station, a rather large radio station, I believe, in Missouri, put out a message here that said Missouri bill calls to end state sales tax on food and groceries, which we know is a NESARA or whatever you want to call it type thing, where there's supposed to be no more taxes on essential items, food, medicines, that kind of stuff. So I thought they were very interesting. If a radio station in Missouri isn't considered legitimate, it's certainly mainstream. It's not a small, radio station.
Can't see it.
No, just can't see it. It's totally blurry.
Come on.
Even on the big screen.
Okay, so the most important part is this. Well, maybe I'd play it. Well, I don't want to lose my channel. But if you go join my Patreon, you can watch it. But it literally says, let me see where it has the dates.
You know what? I'll be right back. I don't know if my camera's going to cut out while I do this, but just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I feel like going somewhere else here. Let's go.
Tuesday, March 8th, Red October. Thursday, March 3rd, the old financial system ends. February, Tuesday, 22nd, February, all banks were required to be on Basel III compliant. Oh, crap. Hold on. They go really fast on this.
Basel III. I thought we were already in Basel III, weren't we?
No, they announced it, but they had time to get there.
War in the Ukraine.
I thought it was Basel IV.
Fear, climate change, floods, droughts, earthquakes, and hurricanes incoming was their new war of terrorism, an attempt to distract away from the pandemic, which people of the planet were now realizing was an attempt to control the population for the new world order. Meanwhile, the People's Freedom Convoy of truckers and patriots against illegal vaccine mandates was doubling and tripling in size while being cheered on by patriots along the way as it headed for the defunct U.S. Incorporated's Washington, D.C. where fencing around a deserted White House and Capitol Hill, D.C. police and the National Guard have been put in place to not allow them to enter the deep state city. John Durham is not just one man working. John Durham equals Q Army. It's over 800 high-ranked militaries. And we don't see much public cause military tribunals are kept secret until the end of the war.
Which is what I've been saying.
They are surely not going to alarm their enemies and tell them publicly what they are doing and who they arrested, etc. This is why you don't see any final Durham reports and arrests, etc. It will all be made public, but only at the end of the movie. Trust the plan, Q said. They caught them all. Game over. You are watching a movie. You are being played. For those awake, it's a comedy show. Enjoy the ride and wake up others. Q. See schedule of possible events. On 22nd of February, all banks were required to be Basel III compliant, and if not, they were out of business according to Fleming. Saturday, 26th of February, Trump spoke at CPAC. Everything is on tape. Everything will be released, and in about 3 to 4 weeks it will all be disclosed. 1st of March was the RV/GCR according to Texas Snake. Tier 4B, us, the internet group, would be exchanging, plus on 2s. We would be entering these around 1,000 years of peace according to Fleming and Bruce. Thursday, 3rd of March, the old financial system ends.
That's
Books
tomorrow.
closed according to Goldilocks. Friday, 4th of March, reports are written about the old financial system. Saturday, 5th of March, results of the reports on the old financial system would be published. Sunday, 6th of March, a new day dawns. 2s. 8th of March, Red October, U.S. war with Russia. Think swift within 10 days of darkness when Federal Protection Program witnesses come out. Wednesday, 9th of March, sell-offs, divestiture, liquidity transfer of wealth events. 2s. 15th of March, odds of March, all debt worldwide settled.
Odds of March.
Thursday, 17th of March, Freedom Day, nuclear standoff over, near-death civilization event. Wednesday, 23rd of March, Red October, war, returns. D. Awakening 17, join this channel. You will need it during the storm. It's time for the public to know my real identity. Q17, the code will be revealed. It's not a
Anyway, it goes on. So it says to join, but that gives you some dates this month of some stuff that you might see.
Interesting.
So,
very
interesting.
Want to
We'll
know another interesting fact?
Yes.
Look when John Durham was appointed to his position. It was October 28th, 2017. The same day as something else started posting on the boards, on the Chan boards, or some letter. It's in Quaker State. Yeah, it's really weird. So who knows? That's the same day they both got into office on the same day, I guess one might say, which is certainly curious.
I also have to show you the best part of CPAC.
And by the way, I just did a little research on Basel III and Basel IV.
Yeah.
Basel III has been 2007, 2008. Basel IV has been
completed?
Agreed. No, Basel III. Well, no, because Basel
or it was
IV,
announced.
That's when it was announced. But Basel IV, it says, was agreed upon to the global banking capital requirements in 2017, due for implementation in January 2023, according to the interwebs.
Right.
So who knows?
So it was supposed to be implemented in January, so it's late.
No, 2023. Sorry.
Oh, so it's not even supposed to be in yet.
Right. That's the one where we had spoke quite a bit about, I think, on the show previously, where gold would be considered a one-to-one asset, where right now gold is considered only 50%. You're only allowed 50% of. So if a bank holds $1 billion in gold, they can only actually count it as $500 million of their money or their reserves or whatever you want to call it. But starting when Basel IV is fully implemented, January 2023, we'll have a full one-to-one. Do you hear that? Is that me?
Yeah, it's you. Because I have to let this best part of CPAC that they have to listen to me. I know you get freaked out hearing your voice. Hold on just one second.
Well, I just was thinking they were messing with me again.
No, let me play this real quick. Can you guys see? This is hilarious.
It's really bad on my end. I'm going to unplug this thing and put it back on.
I hit laughing stock in summation and in closing as your president. I institute.
As your president, let's hear that again.
It sounds really bad.
In summation and in closing as your president. I institute.
Does it sound bad?
It's really bad. It's very broken up.
Okay.
Laughing stock in summation and in closing as your president.
I'll put my AirPod back in. You guys can go
It's really bad.
follow me on Twitter and you can hear it.
You sound like an alien.
I sound like an alien.
Yes, you do. It's really funny. Tom says it's a.
I wonder why.
It's bad.
I wonder why it's doing that. It's still doing it?
Yep, really bad.
Only for you or for everybody on the...
I think, Tom,
they say it's static.
everybody says it's awful.
Oh, it's because I played that video. How much you want to bet? Oh, dang it.
Can you
well.
maybe try and go out and come back in? Because it's bad. Like people, you can't really hear it. And poof, she's gone.
Is it better?
No.
Hold on, stay there.
Okay. If anybody can tell me, do I sound bad too? Is it me or just Nancy Iceland says it sounds like the mothership aliens intercom? Do I sound bad or does just her? Let me know in the chat, please. So behind me, this is Mar-a-Lago. I just figured I'd swing by Mar-a-Lago and say hello.
How about now?
Better.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, much better.
Sorry. Yeah, it's probably because I switched the sound thing.
Glasswalker said it was just you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Stevens. Thank you, Nancy Iceland, otherwise known as Mom.
Hi, Mom. Other mama.
Other Mom.
Yeah. So anyway, lots of really exciting stuff happening. I'm like over here flipping through my notes from the session with Susan Hudd, and tomorrow's going to be pretty exciting. I mean, it'll be scary, but exciting.
That's funny. Well, has this not been scary the whole time? I mean, yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things like, you know, Sean was on yesterday, Satoshi Sean, and he's like, you know, I mean, these people, they're seeing, but you know, that
You even
they're,
got his inflection when you're saying it. He's so soft spoken.
he's so sweet. I love him. I love all of you guys, but he's such a kind soul. He was saying that, but these people, you know, they're seeing that the how the money is tied to everything, and I was like, good. I'm glad. You know, they are waking up. You know, and yeah, I'm sorry that it's painful. You know, it's like having to spank your child. You know, you don't want to spank your child, but if that's what's going to keep them safe, then bust their ass. You know, I
Get him
mean,
off the drugs.
well, yeah, I'd rather pop a 4-year-old on the back of the hand or swat them on the back of their diaper. Well, not 4. They shouldn't be in diapers at 4, but you know what I mean?
I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, not a 4-year-old. Change the narrative at that age, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather, you know, punish them, you know, when they're little than have a 21-year-old drug addict living in my house that can't get off the couch,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and then it's too late.
Yeah. You know, there's a reason. Well, you've been around animals all your life. You see what the mama does to the baby animals sometimes. You gotta, you know, there's you can only explain so many times to, you know, so they don't stick their hand in the up on, you know, top of the oven, or, you know, or touch a candle, or play with the fireplace when it's on, or touch knives. You know, you gotta
say it's hot. No, when I was in Utah, Ben was so sweet. He like gave me part of his keynote speaker time, like during the lunch, and I wasn't expecting it, so I didn't know what the heck I was going to say. So I was like, well, so hi, I'm a mom of 5, and so you know, I know how to tell people when something's hot, danger. You know, I run around telling kids, danger, danger. You know, and it's hot. And I said, you know, right now I feel like screaming at everybody, it's hot, danger. You know, danger, danger about this financial system, danger. It's a crisis. You need to protect yourself. And the thing that I know to do is buy metals and, you know, get your assets in your own possession. Buy metals, get crypto so that you have the keys, so that you have your assets in your own possession, so that you can have control of it. Because right now they're doing things like we're seeing in Ukraine and Canada and on Cash App, or, you know, the other day they cut Mitchie's Cash App off.
Right.
He was able to get it restored, thankfully, but you know, you just realize how vulnerable we are. You know, and Michelle was talking, I had Michelle on from Viva Capital on Monday. She's one of my friends with Crypto Confidential, and which we have our AMA tonight with Crypto Confidential. If you guys aren't already signed up with that, consider signing up with that with me. There's a link in the description. It's a huge resource, and we have our twice a month. Twice a month? Oh, I think it's twice a month. We have a community chat, and you can talk to the lawyers. She's a crypto lawyer, and help you figure out, how to best protect your assets, and anyway, all this stuff. But she was talking about, even, she's an attorney, and they made a purchase with this, and her money was in a bank, and they froze their assets for over 6 months.
Yikes.
And she's like, thankfully we had other assets and other accounts, and Johnny's talked about that. We just don't, that they can seize your assets for up to 6 months, and we just don't realize how vulnerable we are to the banking system, how criminal this cabal of bankers is. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
People just aren't aware, and they think it won't happen to them. They think, their banker that gives them little, oh, I go in there and they give me coffee, and, oh, I go in and that's my bank and I'm in charge. I'm a good customer. Well, it's a smoke screen. They're making so much on you on fees every month, and they make you think, they're real nice to you as long as they're robbing you blind.
Right. Well,
one pocket.
It's not I don't really know how I want to say it. It's not such a crazy thing to want to hold your assets, hold your wealth, your money, have more control over your finances. I'm from a time, I'm old enough now, that I remember being a child, and there really were no credit cards. I mean, I remember one of the first times my father used a credit card was, I had to be in like 4th grade maybe, to what did we do? We got some carpet in the house or something like that. And I remember going down to the carpet store, and he pulls out the credit card. And he says, I never really used this. This was like the early 80s. And he, put it on the little thingy and put the little, the
metal slider.
The metal chunk on either side.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it had a piece of.
Take off half your knuckle with it.
Yeah. There was like carbon paper and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But before that, I mean, if you wanted to pay for something, you either had to pay for a check, you either had to use a check, which you had to have the money in the account for, or you had to go pay with cash, and then where we are now is, once they made debit cards like a thing, and it was, it's more convenient. You don't have to make sure you bring cash with you. You don't have to go to after payday. I mean, when I started working, when payday came, you took your check and you went to the bank and you cashed it. These days, you just deposit it, you swipe your debit card, and everything is good. So it's been like a slow process over maybe 25, 30 years, or 30 years at this point, where they've taken our control of our own finances away from us in ways where we think are basically normal at this point. We think it's normal just to have direct deposit for your pay, direct deposit for this, use a debit card for this, you can have auto pay for this, you have Apple Pay for this, and you never really touch your, money, your dollars, your fiat anymore. And I think that's kind of where they, where they slowly took all that away from us. That's not a good thing.
They've not only
so
taken it away.
Back to it, that's a good thing, to get back to where we were. So you can have it's in your possession. It's yours again. I think that's, personally, I think that's really where we need to go. And that's where we should all be going.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. They've not only taken it away, they've made it illegal for you to hold it in your own possession. So right now, if you, or without being punished, I should say, if you hold silver in your own possession and it goes up in price and you don't report those gains, then that's illegal. But if it's in a third party and they hold it, then you don't get taxed on those gains. But then you have to, when you take it out of that third party, then you report those gains or something. Michelle was explaining all this. My husband and I are trying to figure out, like, it's insane.
So what if your house goes up in value? What if your car goes up in value?
Well, then when you sell it,
your watch goes up in value, are you supposed to report it because, I bought it for this much and now this year it's worth this much?
No, but when you sell it, if you were to sell it, then and you made gains on it, then yes, you should report it and pay taxes on it. So then Michelle was showing me how with using legal trusts and
Yeah,
LLCs and
just be careful,
companies.
Johnny. Just be careful, Johnny. We don't want to get in any trouble with this.
No, it's totally it's totally all legal. That's the thing, is that you do it legally, and that what you report it legally. There's forms and you report it, but there's ways to do it. The average Joe and Jane, they are trying to stick it to them, and that's how these big companies, that's why, like, Elizabeth Warren's like, oh, Elon doesn't pay taxes and so on. So, well, because they have big companies and big attorneys that know how to do this stuff, and the little guy is working his tail off and can't afford the big attorneys and whatever, and don't have all this knowledge and access to these resources. And I think that's why I get so excited about the Crypto Confidential and the support. And like, they're like, look, we've already created the wheel. Why not share it with everyone at a reasonable, price, and create the community that we can support each other? And so that's why I'm so high on it. But
funny, Elizabeth Warren is so quick to point that out, because all of the legacy companies, GE, these larger companies, they haven't paid taxes in years. None whatsoever. But then there's a lot of falsities about that too. I'm reading here from an actual mainstream news website that Elon Musk for last year is paying $11 billion in personal taxes. So remember, when some idiot like that says,
just because they say
Elon Musk
something
isn't
doesn't make
paying
it
tax,
true.
right. So we just got to be careful.
Yeah.
Maybe she was saying something about his company, and if you have a good
and
accountant,
not him.
good for you, right? But I heard a statement from him not too long ago saying this year, which was last year, he will be paying the most taxes of any individual ever in the history of the world. So that wackadoodle chick can just go, go sit on it.
We know what we think of her.
Whatever all the crazy kids say these days.
That's right. Let me see. I was trying to find Bix's channel. Oh, I want to definitely mention Lily Elizabeth says, here in Ireland, the government has given us another public holiday after St. Patrick's Day that will give us a 4-day where the banks will be closed. I wonder if something's going to go down then. That would not surprise me. So St. Patrick's Day is is it Wednesday?
17th.
It's the 17th. I believe it's a Wednesday. Oh no, did I just close my browser of that? Oh no, it's okay. I already showed you guys this.
St. Patty's Day 2022
Thursday
is
the 17th.
Thursday the 17th, yep.
I will be traveling to Scottsdale, to Phoenix, I'm sorry, to see Bix and Amy, and Jenny Moonstone is going to be staying with us, and Clint Westwood and my hubby, and we all will be at Bix's roadshow at the Dos Gringos at Mesa, Arizona. That on the 19th. So we're going to be streaming live from the little place where we're staying. We haven't decided if we're going to be poolside or if we're going to be somewhere in the house. But anyway, we're going to do a little VIP happy hour. I think I'm going to offer like a special VIP ticket to my patrons to come join us if they're in the Phoenix area.
Very cool.
For the happy hour on Friday. I know Bix and Amy are going to be there, and Josh and Paige. I'm not sure. He said something about Andy Sheckman, but then he said, I'm not sure. Let me confirm. So I don't want to for sure say that Andy Sheckman is going to be there, but I know Amy and Bix will most likely be there. And then I'm trying to think, but it would be very VIP. It would only be invite only to my patrons, and so let's see.
Interesting. That sounds very
Steven
cool.
Tyrell says he'll be at Phoenix Airport the morning of the 17th. Well, hopefully you'll be coming into Phoenix and not going out of Phoenix even. But so if the 17th is Thursday, then Friday, the day after, the banks are closed, and then the weekend. So that gives 4 days that the banks are going to be closed. What's going to happen on that Monday
Mm-hmm. They
in
love
Ireland?
long weekends to do things.
Hmm.
There's a long
So then
history of
that's March 21st before you're open again.
that. Mm-hmm.
And that's beware the Ides of March, because that's then, and Susan was saying, so she was saying the 16th is when there was a big political thing. And I said, oh, I keep seeing the 15th, beware the Ides of March.
Mm-hmm.
So Ireland's already planning on having everything closed.
Something happening,
The
yeah.
17th through the, man.
I wonder how it got the term banking holiday. Yeah, it's because the banks are closed, but a lot of stuff's closed. They call it a federal holiday here. You know, I don't know.
It was my understanding that was from Roosevelt's time,
Okay.
a bank holiday, but
Maybe the banks didn't take the federal holidays, or there were no federal holidays. No, I don't know that there were federal holidays back then, but
I'm
maybe
not
he was the
sure.
one who introduced them. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some research on that.
Yeah, the
Daddy-O says
21st.
stock up on alcohol and watch the movie. Good idea.
I wonder what is that Monday or that Sunday? Is that a religious holiday?
Mm-hmm. Stephen
'Cause
Tyrell
we
says he'll
know.
be dropping off his younger brother for a flight out for March Madness. So, Stephen, you should head over
Oh, so
to
he'll
the
be in our
show.
area.
I say go hang out. I wish
Good.
I could. I cannot for this one.
The banks were closed during the Depression to allow for stabilization. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when it was. Those days were called bank holidays. Mhm.
Interesting. So that should be cool. That should be a good time. Another, hangout for the group.
Let's see. I need somebody to teach me about these holy days that we're in right now, because I think that's going to be significant, that these things are happening on these days. Maybe I can get Rice to let me borrow Ethan.
I tell you what, I watch that show every
Oh
time he's
man,
on with
it's
stuff, and I
awesome.
learn
I
stuff. Like,
love
he's
watching
got
him.
such a great way of explaining it and putting it right into
Mhm.
context. And like, he's sitting there and explaining so many things that I've known like inside me. And like,
Mhm.
when he explains it, it's like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Very,
If you
very,
guys
very
haven't
eloquent,
watched,
nice, good speaking guy.
let me see if I can find an open thing that I can't close yet because I have too many things. I have like my to-do list on that other browser that I still have to go to. Let me see. Rice, TVX, Ethan. Is it Ethan? I want to say Ethan Hawke, but that's not right.
No, I don't remember his last name, to be honest with you right now. Ethan, I got that.
Ethan
I was
something.
commenting on Rice's show the other day, and I said, the guy, the Bible guy. I forgot even Ethan.
Ethan Lucas. That's
Ethan,
his name.
that is that. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, any of them are great, but definitely go like and subscribe to Rice TVX
Mhm.
and watch any of these with Ethan Lucas. It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
And actually, the Great Reset Part 2 there was actually really good next to it too. He gave a lot of good information and explained a lot that I thought was quite helpful.
Yeah. Brilliant, brilliant.
Indeed.
Well, we are coming up on 5:00, and I have a call with, so one of the levels on my Patreon is that you get an hour call with me once a month, and I'm getting ready to jump off and go have a call with one of my patrons who I just adore. So that's another benefit that you can have. If you guys are interested, check that out. The link is in my description below. You can also reach TPA on his website. That information's in there.
Which they keep messing with and doing stuff and updates
on your
and
website.
it's updates and then it re-updates, and then sometimes it's like teleported back and like nothing's current. I don't know. So it's awful weird. I'm hoping just to use it as a point of contact now, because they've They've taken all of my social media from me. You know, I can't get on Twitter anymore. So I basically have lost touch with a lot of people. I don't have ways to get in touch with me. So if you want to get in touch, you can always go on my website, thepublicawakening.com, and at least use it as a contact. That's all I'm hoping for at this point.
Bless your heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awful. And Susan has some good news about that coming soon as well.
Very good.
So if you guys remember the Patreon, make sure you go watch the video from today. It will lift your spirits. She's just such a bright spot. I mean, she's got such good information, great information coming about Litecoin. And I messed up and shared a screen that I wasn't ready to share.
Okay, so everybody pause it. Whenever the screen comes on, make sure you get all the information on there.
Well, I haven't done my own due diligence yet, so I'm not endorsing it yet, but she was really excited about it. So
very cool. Be sure to check
when I am ready to endorse it, I will let you guys know. But
a little Easter egg. We're looking for it.
Yeah, she was very excited. And then I started getting excited, but I'm like, I haven't looked into it myself yet. So we'll see. But anyway, we will see. So
shout out to the chat. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us and supporting us. And please remember to share and like and do all that stuff that we need to help get this out, mess with the algorithms and do all that kind of stuff and get this information.
Mess them up, mess all the algorithms up. And Jenny Alicia, I apologize. I do not use that old email anymore. And you and I both, she and I both sent each other an email to our old emails. And so funny. So I was like, oh, I don't use that email either. So we kind of crossed in the night. But I sent you an email to your new email and with my new email. So we can get reunited that way and start looking forward to planning some stuff. I have been plotting and planning with Westwood for this year. And
we were working on Jersey at some point. I forget what dates we were talking about.
No,
maybe it's gonna be earlier in the summer, maybe later in the summer, because during the summer it's hot here. It's hot in Jersey. It's hot.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We got plans. But anyway, love to you all. Thanks for joining us, and have a great Ash Wednesday. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.